Stay black in America. Don't leave, don't go anywhere. Greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. Today's video is going to be about Harry Chapman. Not Chapin. Harry Chapin. Singer, superstar back in the day. But what's truly amazing about this is that I didn't know too much about him at all. He's born in 1942. I was born in 1959. He born in New York. I'm born in Washington, D.C. He died in a horrible car accident at the age of 38 in 1981. And this video is so precious to me. His song, Cat in the Cradle. It's so precious because my wife urged me to go on vacations, to spend a lot of time with my kids. You know, that was going to be very important and crucial. And I was always concerned about making money, taking care of my investments, making sure my children got plenty of, they can live a wonderful life. And I was, to a certain degree, neglecting actual spending, time. I was always home sleeping, but I was basically sleeping, so she urged me to, go on vacations. We were fixed to pretty much going on vacations in Aruba way back in the day, and she was saying, without children, it's more cost effective to go to Virginia Beach on vacation. And she says it's a nice place, beautiful beach, beautiful beachfront, nice wholesome place to go. So I was kind of disappointed at first, and I said, well, okay, let's go ahead and do it. If you feel that that's the best thing, let's go ahead and do it. And it was the best decision I could ever have done, because on the way riding down there, at 3 hour and 33-minute ride to Virginia Beach, we would play that record, Cat in the Cradle, The Silver Spoon, Little Boy Blue and a Man in the Moon. And it made me feel so good that my little children were in the van with us, and we packed up a bunch of food. We'd be eating and laughing and listening to that record and many other records. But that record was so impactful because it was talking about a man who was taking care of bills and obligations. He was never home. He was never home to see his son born. Went in the hospital to see him born. He didn't see him when he took his first steps. When the little boy turned 10, he wanted to throw balls with him, and he always was busy, had something else to do. The young man grew up, and the record says the little boy kept smiling. He always loved his father. He said, one day I'm going to be just like you, Dad. When his dad got to the point where I guess he was older and he could spend time with his son was of dating age. He wanted the keys to the car, wanted to go out and date. And time went by again. He got married. He had kids. He was working. Kids were sick. His father wanted to see him. He didn't have time to see him. He was into his own world. And his father started thinking to himself. He said his son grew up just like him. His son grew up just like him, and just like he didn't have time for his son, although he made a way his son had a house to live in and food to eat and all the kind of comforts of life with that. His personal presence was not there, and his son grew up just like him. So when he had time to see his son didn't have time to see him because he was just like his father. He was caught up in his life and taking care of his kids and obligations and answering the bosses and all this kind of crap like that. And I was so thankful. I was so thankful that my wife had played that song because I had never heard it before. It was a hit back in 1974. I was in the 8th grade in 74, so my mind was nowhere near that. And him dying in 81 was just about when I was left college and was going when I left one college and transferred to another college. And way before I had my first child, which was in 1989, which is a long time now, since now it's 2023. But just his music and his span and how it affected me, raising my kids, I made sure I was there. I was there, for the birth of all my children. I was there on vacations with them. We ate together. We watched movies together. We laughed together. We watched sports together. Went to restaurants together. We stayed on the beach together. For 2 weeks to 3 weeks every year, we had a dedicated vacation spots in Virginia Beach where we would just enjoy ourselves and be together as a family. And it was so crucial because I can look back now through all these years and say, well, man, I spent time with my kids, Not only did I raise them and took care of them, made sure they fed them, and made sure they were going to school and never getting bullied, and made sure they had clothes on their back and a roof over their head, and all those kind of things that I spent time with them. So when I heard that record, when we were riding back and forth to Virginia Beach, coming and going, it was a great sense of pride for me that through that song I was able to give my kids a wonderful life and be a presence in their life. So man, you never know how these great entertainers are going to affect you, and I'm just glad that Harry Chapin affected me in such a positive and wonderful way. I'll never forget it. The song is relevant today. I just listened to it a couple hours ago, and it's just as wonderful to listen to it now as it was then. It was his only number one hit, but he had 14 hits altogether. He sold over 16 million records, and he had 9 albums. He always wanted to help. He was trying to help poor people. He was always doing free concerts, always doing wonderful things. When he married his wife, she had already had 3 children, and they had 2 children together. And it seemed like he was quite a fella, man. So thank God for all those musicians who are affecting the world in a positive way. Even long after they've left, their music can still affect you in a positive way. So his message then, like his message now, that all the dads out there like me who are younger, I'm 64 now, all those guys who are younger and got little kids, spend as much time as you can with those children. Time, as people say, go by fast. Well, it's relative. When you're in pain, time goes by slow. When you're extremely happy, time goes by fast. But spend your time with them, love them, kiss them, tell them you love them, hug them. Try to do as much as you can for them, because childhood is so important. And as they grow and live, they'll adopt the same type of things you did while you were raising them, and they'll extend that to their children. So stay black in America. We learn from everybody. We learn from every ethnic, whether it be white, Asian, anything under the sun, we learn from. So this has been my shout out to the great Harry Chapin. Stay black in America. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.